Hey guys, welcome into today's video. So today I want to talk about a few guys in the sophomore class who I think are ready to take a huge step forward in 2023. Now there are a good amount of guys to choose from, so make sure to let me know down in the comments if I did miss anybody. And before we get into the video today, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. Your guys' support really helps out a ton and means the world. Alright, now let's get into it. Okay, so first up, and it's a pretty obvious one, but no one is more primed to take on a huge role than second-year corner Damani Jackson. Damani is someone who I honestly thought should have had a bigger role this last year, and I know there was a lot of talk about his injuries, but he was clearly healthy enough to get on the field because he was playing special teams. Every time we saw him on defense, it seemed like he was making plays. He is USC's most talented defensive back, and I'm penciling him in as a week 1 starter at one of the corner spots. I mean, you take one look at Damani and you can tell he's physically ready for it. He looks like an action figure. He's got great speed, great cover skills, but he's not someone who will shy away from coming up in run support and smacking a ball carrier. When I think about what has to go right for USC to get the defense to where we all want it to be, Damani Jackson stepping up and being the player we all know he can be is very high up on that list. And it doesn't get talked about enough, but Mekhi Blackmon was the most overlooked USC player last year in my opinion. That's a massive, massive loss. Having Damani step up and take that role over will really help out this SC defense. But first things first, Grinch has to get this guy out on the field. And I believe he will, and I believe Damani will have a huge 2023 season for SC. Next up is sophomore running back, receiver, Swiss Army knife Rayleigh Brown. Rayleigh had a pretty significant role in the Trojan offense in 2022, but with the departure of Travis Dye, Rayleigh is undoubtedly going to be a bigger part of the SC offense this upcoming season. He's a highly explosive player who can score from anywhere on the field at any time during the course of a game. But he did have a few freshman moments that make you so frustrated because it felt like he was so close to turning the corner and becoming the star we all feel like he can be. I mean, we really saw it in the bowl game against Tulane. He looked incredible, and I feel like it really gave us a glimpse of the Rayleigh Brown we're going to see this season. And it's worth remembering that he came out of the gates firing in that Rice game to open the season, but he also got hurt in that game. For a young player that is still trying to grasp the mental side of the game, not being close to 100% for the majority of the season can't help. With another offseason to learn this Lincoln Riley offense and to work on various things like running vertically instead of horizontally, I feel like he's on track to take a massive step this year and start getting some national recognition. Next up is redshirt sophomore offensive tackle Mason Murphy. Mason played a good amount in 2022, and I thought he did some good things. He had some rough moments, as to be expected with any redshirt freshman playing tackle. The UCLA game was a rough one in particular, but I thought he really got after it against Notre Dame and Colorado. The offensive line starting 5 is pretty much set in my opinion, but if there's one spot that is up in the air still, it's that right tackle spot. You figure it'll be a really competitive battle between Florida transfer Michael Tarquin, Cortland Ford, and of course Mason Murphy. This staff has also shown that they will rotate along the offensive line if there are 2 guys that deserve playing time in one spot. But I think Mason has a legitimate shot to win the job outright. He is a very talented guy, he's very athletic, he has great tools, and if he puts them all together, I think he can really build himself up into an all-American quality tackle. So next up is Zion Branch. I know technically he's a redshirt freshman going into this year, but I did want to include him because he is a second-year player, and also because I think he is going to go from not playing one snap last year to being a full-time starter at the safety spot this year. For those of you who don't know, or maybe forgot, Zion got hurt last offseason and missed the entire 22 season. He's someone who came into the offseason program last year already in phenomenal shape, but Benny Wiley and the strength and conditioning staff really took his body to an even different level. The dude was looking absolutely huge prior to his injury. And just a quick note that he is of course the older brother of true freshman USC wideout Zachariah Branch, who I just did a video on a few days ago, so go check that out if you missed it. But Zion has the exact skill set that USC needed desperately last year from their secondary. He's a hell of a tackler and an absolute thumper. I really feel like he and Kalen Bullock are going to form one of the better and more dynamic safety duos in the country this year. Zion was making incredible progress with his rehab during the year. He dressed out for the week 3 game against Fresno State, and I remember everyone was completely shocked. So it looks like he will definitely be ready to go full throttle in spring ball. I hate that his freshman year was taken from him the way it was, but I really feel like he's going to have a big 2023 season, and I can't wait to see him out there on the field. Alright, so I do want to name a few honorable mentions that could see more playing time as a second-year player, whether that be on special teams or on offense or defense respectively. Second-year edge rusher Devin Tompkins is one of those players that could break out at any time if he puts everything together. He was a basketball player until his senior year of high school, so he still has a lot of learning to do, but he is such a great athlete, and he's 6'6", so he has every tool you would need to be an elite edge rusher. I'm fascinated to see him in the spring game. He is definitely someone that could take a starting spot on this defense out of nowhere. I'm very excited to see and watch his development. Garrison Madden is someone that I think will be a key special teamer this season. His size-speed combination is perfect for special teams, and if he takes a step both physically and on the field, it wouldn't shock me to see him on the field for Alex Grinch and the USC defense. But I do think he will have a big role on the SC special teams units, which is a very big deal. Gotta have studs on those units too. Alright, so those are my thoughts on potential second-year breakout players. Again, if I missed anyone, please do let me know down in the comments. I also want to hear your thoughts on the players I named in this video, and I will be doing a junior and senior version of this video in the coming weeks, so keep an eye out for that. And if you did enjoy this video, please do consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. Thank you all so much for your support. You guys are awesome, and as always, take care and fight on.